Welcome back, DPReview TV viewers. It's Chris here and Jordan.
Yeah.
What are we doing out here, Jordan,
we are
in the
doing
dark?
Another one of our wooden Niccolls, which we've never done for DPReview TV. We are testing
Finally
the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera in the dark.
I'm wearing this, and you don't even seem to notice.
No,
like,
it's
like another day at work. It's so strange.
I don't look at the exterior. I just see your soul every time I look at you. And
that's
that's
so
going to
sweet.
help as we recreate a scene from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Now, in case you haven't seen a wooden Niccolls before, the premise is that we recreate a famous movie scene, but of course we're doing it with literally zero budget. We also have amazing crew that just volunteer their time to help us out. Without them, it wouldn't even be possible. Of course, we have no high-paid actors. That's why you get Chris and Jordan doing these roles. Of course, I'm playing Kate Winslet's character. You know, Jordan maybe had an easier time because, you know, he's a tall white dude.
Rolling and action. Let's roll one and see what we have. Looks great.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K was announced, I knew I wanted to shoot a wooden Niccolls episode on it. It's a perfect camera for that. But it took us a long time. There was a huge back order for the camera. And when we did eventually get it, we were in the middle of a cold snap. We couldn't shoot it. Now, the timing actually really worked out because right before we were actually able to shoot this episode, Blackmagic released its Blackmagic Raw update for it. Now, we were able to shoot RAW on the camera before, but it was with Cinema DNG. Now, these are big files, they're very processor intensive. The cool thing with Blackmagic Raw is they're small files and they run very, very easily. Fortunately, we were able to rent a package from Phil Bowen and test that out. So we're here now with Phil Bowen, a local cinematographer and a proud owner of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K.
Such a ridiculous name.
It's a mouthful. So there's a few limitations to the camera here. So what kind of stuff did you have to build around it in order to address those?
First thing is definitely battery life. The LPE6s aren't going to be super reliable in that. You'll burn through them like Skittles. So I like going with like a V-mount system, but Mantown Bauer would work just as well. The other thing that I don't like is going to be the plastic body. Plus side is it's going to be super lightweight, so if you want to do like rig it to a car or something like that, that's super easy. Downside is that if you're putting like a heavier lens like this guy on here, you're actually going to flex the body. I do have a lens support attached, which is directly attached to the cage. So that way I can deal with that flex and lock that down.
So what are we looking at to put a build together that you'd be comfortable bringing to set?
Camera itself, super cheap, but to use it to its full advantage, you really need to spend at least 3 times as much in terms of the rigging and accessories you're going to be putting on. The biggest expense points you're going to be looking at are going to be a power solution as well as CFast cards. CFast cards are totally where it's at. And another thing you're going to have to do is mount adapter. Like having lens support is so necessary with this camera if you're going to be putting any lenses heavier than like tiny micro four thirds primes on there. Now, for someone that's looking at this camera as their first A camera, the cost of entry to accessorize it is going to be a bit of a hurdle to jump. That being said, all of this equipment is all industry standard. So if you've been in the industry for a while and you've been picking up kit, there's a good chance you already have a lot of this stuff standing by, which I did. So for me, it was actually really affordable to get a B camera since I already had all these pieces I could build around it.
So my name's Chris Dowsett. I work and live in Calgary. We're based in Calgary, and I've been friends with these guys for years. And I started as a commercial photographer, I went into directing music videos, and then now I'm kind of in the visual effects world as a director and kind of visual effects artist. So I had planned on just doing color correction for this project, and like at the beginning. We thought that would happen. Then I came on as director, so we came on and worked together in that kind of way. Then last minute, maybe 4 or 5 hours before, I was told I was gonna do the camera operating. I didn't know I was also gonna do visual effects on this, but I really am glad, honestly, that it all worked out.
Now, in the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, you actually have this windswept, clean, frozen lake, but in our actual reality, The lake was covered in a whole layer of snow. As soon as we got there, our small crew had to man snow shovels. We tried to clear off as much as we could to give ourselves a working space. It was a lot of work. And then Jordan, I'm sure whatever he was doing was critical. For costumes, we headed to 3 different thrift stores, but we actually did very well. I was very proud of the costumes that we found. The most accurate part of this, though, my beard, which matches Kate Winslet's beard in the movie almost exactly, giving me, I would say, an almost doppelganger effect.
Coming into the actual acting on this scene, at first I was really concerned because Joel is a very withdrawn, cautious person, and he's being kind of dragged forward by this devil-may-care kind of free spirit, frankly irresponsible character, and I just couldn't lock into that headspace until I realized that that's basically every week on this channel my relationship with Chris.
It's kind of a testament to working this guerrilla crew, how much you can do when everyone just kind of takes on a role and does all these things together. It's really awesome.
Typically with the wooden nickels, we try to get in camera as close as possible. The real test with this was, could we get it fairly close, but in post, using the extra information, get it bang on to the original?
So knowing that I had this kind of post-production competency, it gave me a lot more comfort while we were shooting this camera, because this camera is all about shooting raw. You're getting more data than you need. It lends itself to not just visual effects, but post-production. Like everyone knows with log or raw footage, you have to grade it, right? It doesn't look good like just in camera. So the files that came out of this camera, they are crazy quick to open up in Preview and Finder. And also just standard like grading and processing and Resolve, you get that kind of latitude, that push that RAW has, you know, so it's awesome. Currently, at least, the B-RAW is only supported in Resolve, and to me, that's a good thing. I like kind of pushing myself more and more towards Resolve because it's an insane program. It's really capable for a couple of things. Resolve allows you to have an auto cut that you can take existing things and it will find the cut points in it. And you can see that I did that with the original scene. You have your reference and your shot footage. And not only can you see that we nailed it when it comes to the camera move, but we get the ability to use or see the waveform. The left side of the waveform represents the left side of the frame and the right represents the right side of the frame. So you can literally see the waveforms next to each other. It's no brainer for me. This is an amazing suite, amazing program to do this in. So this scene isn't immediately recognizable by all the shots leading up to the last shot. It's recognizable because of the last shot. So it is a very important shot to actually hit and nail. But we brought a crane to actually do it on top of the ice, and turned out we forgot part of the crane. So I had to go up in a tree. What this allowed us to do was take a green screen muslin, put it underneath, which we planned on doing as well to see how this would key. But it allowed us to have complete control over the creation of that final frame. And you bet I took that control and I ran with it. I used Photoshop, for instance, at the beginning to build this lake. I started with just color that mirrored or represented the original. And you can see that I just literally took these cracks and just built the right shape of the crack, right? And with this camera and with this raw footage, it actually keyed quite well. I liked it, and it has quite good results. This full studio, fully capable Resolve comes with this camera, which is stupid. Like, this is insane. So I dig it, I loved it, and being all in Resolve worked for me. I like this program a lot.
All right, so now it's time for the culmination of all our hard work and effort. We're going to finally go to the scene. But just a quick message before that. Some people are a little sensitive to, swear words and foul language. So I'm warning you, you're going to hear one use of the word and one use of the word today. Here's our scene. Enjoy.
It's really solid this time of year.
Oh, I don't know.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
So beautiful.
Isn't it? Woo! Ow! Ow!
You okay?
Ouch! Oh! Oh! Oh, my ass.
I think I should go back.
Why? Why?
Huh?
Come on.
What if it breaks?
What if? Do you really care about that right now? Come here, please. Woo, woo, woo. Slidey, slidey. Slidey, slidey. Come on, let me show you this one thing. Whee!
What?
Come on.
I think I heard it crack.
Oh, it's not gonna crack or break or... The ice is so thick. Show me which constellations you know.
I don't know any.
Show me which constellations you know.
Okay. Oh, there's Assidious.
Where?
Right there. See with the swoop and a cross. Assidious the emphatic.
You're full of shit, right?
Oh, look. Swoop, cross.
Fuck up.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that scene, and I know you might be thinking that was the climax, the most important part of this, but it's not. The most important part is actually all the people who helped make this possible. We rely on some amazing people with lots of talent and lots of effort to help us make these things possible, and they're all volunteering. So thank you so much to our entire cast and crew for doing all that hard work.
Levi, do you mind
Getting the hell out of the way?
stepping out?
Oh, I mind.
I can't see.
Hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to see more, give us suggestions, give us scenes that you might want to see. We're always on the lookout for new things to shoot. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, check out our Twitter, Instagram feeds for more information, and otherwise, we will see you very soon, and hopefully not too long before another Wood Niccolls comes your way.